Hey, what's up guys? It's Chase here, and it is that time again. We got a new patch. We got version 4.0.0, which actually comes out later today at the time that this is uploaded. So yeah, we got some good changes here. There's some things that they definitely could have done that they didn't do, but at the same time, there's some great changes that they did make. So let's get into all of that right now. So again, I'm really only going to talk about the things that I think are important. I'm not going to cover everything on here. I will link it in the description if you want to see everything for yourself. But yeah, let's get into it. So first up here, it's just telling us about the new stuff it's adding. We already kind of know this. The trailer already hinted at all this, so won't dwell on that. Let's see. So here it's talking about the new weapons they're adding, which is the S Blast 92 and the Paintbrush. Yeah, so these look good. Again, we already kind of know how these work because they released some videos about it on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, there's some cool explanations here. Here we have all the new kits that they're adding. Again, we already kind of knew this because they revealed all the kits on Twitter individually. But here's a nice place to just round them all up to see what everything's getting. Again, really care about this one and really care about this one. These are all good though. I like a lot of these. I feel bad for this kit, but the main weapon might be good enough that it doesn't matter. So yeah. All right, now we get into the juicy stuff. Here's the main weapon changes. So this one, Carbon Roller Deco. When the player holds the R button and ink while moving forward, they will now reach top speed approximately 1/6 of a second faster. I don't think this is gonna matter at all because Carbon players never really roll that much. I saw other Carbon players on Twitter talking, and they were saying like, yeah, like this isn't really gonna do anything, but we'll take it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that one. Not gonna make a huge difference, but you know, it's a welcome change. Octobrush, okay, this one might matter a little more. They basically buffed the ink consumption on it for both. Let's see, for both swinging and just rolling. Well, it's not really rolling, but like it's painting mode where you just hold down ZR and you move. Now, I think what's really gonna matter with this is that this is gonna help out Zipcaster a lot. Because as you guys know, Zipcaster, like the more you use your main weapon, the faster like the Zipcaster depletes. So this is going to help with that because it's more efficient now. Snipe Rider, I don't think it's gonna do very much. Maybe it will. I don't know. I think the main weapon needs a little more than just consumption. Okay, it has movement speed buff too, but still, I don't know. I feel like just the damage needs to be buffed a little bit on that thing. I don't know. I'm no Snipe Rider pro, but that's my thoughts. Okay, now this is my favorite part of the whole patch right here, guys. Okay, so we got the terrible three right here, as I like to call them. the three pillars of Splatoon 3. The awful trio. With 3 nerfs. Well, it's actually more than 3 nerfs technically, but these 3 weapons all got hit with some pretty notable nerfs. So first up, we got Splash, which got hit the least hard, but it's still a decent nerf here. So it's a shortened forward ink spread from the point of impact by approximately 10%. So it's a range nerf, but it's like lethal range. It's just its painting range. But even with that, that's a kind of a big deal because Splash could paint people's feet really easily, even if the actual like bullets aren't reaching that far. But now that won't be as much of a factor, so max range fights with Splash are going to be a little more difficult for them. And I think that's good. I didn't see this coming. I didn't think they would nerf the actual main weapon of Splash, but I'm not against it. I'm down for that. It's still gonna be good, by the way. Like, this won't kill Splash. But yeah, it's just, it's a welcome change. But speaking of killing weapons, now let's talk about these two, all right? So we got Sloshing Machine, which it's a top 4 weapon that I hate fighting in Splatoon. And it's been like that ever since Splatoon 1. I never liked fighting Sloshing Machine. No offense if you use this weapon. I don't dislike you or anything. But this weapon's dumb. I do not like it. Its hitbox is so big, you don't even need to like aim at the person. Like, okay, I'm exaggerating. Yes, you need to aim at them, but like, you could be pretty far off with your reticle from them and it'll still count it as a direct. And then that's still there. They didn't get rid of that, but what they did was they lengthened the interval between continuous swings by 5/60th of a second. That might not seem like a lot, but I promise you, that's a lot. Yeah, so like, just it's gonna make fighting fast weapons harder because you flick slower, obviously. But then like, think about this: like, if you miss one of your flicks, then that adds up. Like, that's another 5/60th of a second. So like, you just have to play way more perfect with this thing now. You can't miss your shots now. It's gonna be way slower. Do I think this was necessary for Machine? You know what? As much as I hate this weapon, this might be a little overkill. I think a better route would have just been like a hitbox nerf, like what I was talking about before. I think that would be more fair. But like, I feel like it's gonna be so slow now. I don't know. We'll have to see it in action. Maybe it's not as bad as it seems, but it seems pretty darn bad. So, but at the same time, you know, I'm not complaining. I don't like fighting machine guys. I really don't. All right, now let's. Okay. Now we move on to the Splatoon Stamper. Now, I do not hate fighting Stamper as much as I hate fighting Machine, so I feel a little more bad about this one. But at the same time, Stamper is pretty annoying to fight still, so I'm not too upset. I don't use Stamper, so. But like, you know, rip the other people who do. Rip Chara. Actually, no, Chara. I saw Chara saying that he thinks this is fine and that it's still going to be used, so if that's true, that's good. But all right, so they narrowed the width of ink launched by horizontal slashes by approximately 14%. 14%, that's pretty big. It was already not a lot. I mean, it painted more than Wiper, obviously, with its horizontals, but like, I don't know. It wasn't like huge, so it's gonna be even smaller now. Okay, but here's the kicker. Increase the amount of ink consumed by approximately 30%. Oh my gosh, 30%. That is a lot. That is insane. I did not think they would do that. Like this I could get behind, sure. But this? Really? 30%? I could see like 10%, but 30? And they already nerfed Burst Bomb in a previous patch too? Like, dude, when you're using Zipcaster with this thing, you're gonna vertical flick once and it's gonna be over. Oh my goodness, why? I think, guys, I think this one was definitely overkill. This might be overkill, but I don't care about this one, because screw Machine. But like, this one was overkill, come on. 30%, really? But, you know, some of the Stamper players are still saying it'll be used. I saw some of them saying like, that just, yeah, I think it was Charo who said this, that that QR Stamper is dead now. So it's gonna be like a lot more like efficiency builds for Stamper. But you know, Stamper, the main weapon, I think it's still gonna be good. Like, they didn't really nerf like how it fights. It's just gonna be harder to use. So, but yeah, this sucks. Let's get an F in the chat for all the Splatoon Stamper mains out there. They were probably not very pleased to see this. Anyways, moving on. We got specials, 4 changes to the specials. So starting with Big Bubbler, and this is probably the most eye-catching one right here. So it says increase the barrier's maximum radius, which means that the bubble is just bigger. They don't say about how much, so we'll have to wait and see later today how big it is. I imagine it's a decent amount. It's probably, I don't think, if it was like minimal, they would probably give a number. So maybe it's quite a bit bigger, who knows. If you ask me though, I don't think that was the problem with Big Bubbler. I think the size was fine, but this was the problem, and they did address this, so that's good. Reduce the damage taken from some special weapons. Okay, so keep in mind, some special weapons, not all of them. I thought it was all for some reason, but it says some, so that's good. From some special weapons to approximately 50 to 75% of what it was before. I think that's great, because anyone who used Bubbler before, dude, this thing got wrecked by every other special in the game. Literally every other special. Okay, not literally. Obviously, some of them can't do anything, like Tacticooler. But, you know, like, all the specials that do damage, like, yeah, it would just wreck Big Bubbler. It was quite pathetic, actually. So, like, I imagine Crab Tank and maybe Ultra Stamp, Inkjet, those are probably adjusted for this. It would be cool if they said they didn't, but we'll find out. Now, I hope that they didn't nerf Reef Slider in Big Bubbler. And I know you're biased, Chase, because you made the Tetras. No, but like, I'm not just saying that because I use Tetras. Re-Slider just sucks as a special in general, and I think this is a nice niche that it has to like destroy other specials. You know, it's like Splashdown's niche in Splatoon 2. Like Splashdown sucked, but it was the one special that like canceled all the other specials, well, most of them. So I feel like that should carry on with Re-Slider. You know, like Re-Slider should be the one special that can destroy Big Bubbler very easily. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully Re-Slider is okay when it comes to that. Okay, Tacticooler getting yet another buff. Tacticooler wins every patch. They buff this thing all the time. So first, they extended the drink's effect duration by approximately 2 seconds when not equipped with special power-up gear ability. So just when you're not wearing any special power-up, it's just 2 seconds longer period, which is awesome. And then it says the effect's duration gained from equipping the maximum number of special power-up abilities will not change. So I'm guessing that, yeah, so nothing's gonna change with special power-up. It's gonna be the same amount of time that you gain, except it just lasts 2 seconds longer now for everything. So no matter what, your Tacticooler is gonna be lasting 2 extra seconds, and that is a very welcome change. Oh yeah, but then it says this, so they adjusted the curve for special power-up on Tacticooler. So now when you run like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 subs, like you're gonna be getting a major boost in effect from it. It curves really high at the start. And this is awesome because it already curved well with 2 subs or 3 subs. I already ran that on my build, so yeah, I think, guys, I think 1 to 3 subs of special power-up is definitely gonna be the play for Tacticooler now. You're gonna get like 5 extra seconds from that, at least. So yeah, I definitely think that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, W for Tacticooler. Okay, Super Chump. We all saw this one coming, I think. Increased the radius of ground inked when decoys drop by approximately 40%. Increased the minimum damage dealt by decoys from 25 to 35, and made it possible to aim for nearer positions than before. That's good. That's just plain good. I really don't have much else to say about that other than it needed this because Super Chump was very weak before. I think 35 damage for each one is good. That's gonna combo with a lot more things. It'll combo with just main weapons more, and also like it'll just be easier for the chumps to kill people in general. So, like guys, to this day, I still never died to a Super Chump. Like it's never killed me before. It's never happened. But I think now with this, it's gonna happen. So, and let's see, 40% paint increase. That's a lot. It's like, yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, that's good. And then made it so you can just aim closer. I mean, hey, more customization, the better, right? More positions, the better. Yeah, so Super Chump, I don't know if it's gonna be, so look, what is it? It's only on 3 weapons, right? So it's on the NZAP 89, it's on the Clash Blaster Neo, and it's on the custom Dual Squelchers now. Will this make it used? I don't know. I don't think Dual Squelchers are going to be used that much. And the reason for that is not because of Super Chump. I think it's just because the main weapon is bad and they did not buff the main weapon in this patch. So I don't think custom Dual Squelchers will see much use. Unless maybe, if it's like 170 Super Chump, then maybe, because then it could spam it. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening. So maybe NZAP will be used more now. Actually, I think both NZAPs are going to be way more viable now. NZAP might be a sleeper pick, guys. We might see more NZAPs after this patch because both of their specials got like pretty big buffs. So yeah, I wouldn't mind that also. NZAP deserves to be good, in my opinion, because it doesn't have stupid ink armor anymore. So I'm okay with it. Okay, now the one nerf we have, and this affects some people here at the channel because we use Wiper. So Ultra Stamp, shorten the effect duration by approximately 1.5 seconds when not equipped with a special power-up ability. So they made it last shorter, which is sad, but I could sort of see why they did that, but let's continue. So the effect duration gained from equipping the maximum number of special power-up gear abilities will not change. But then it says made it easier to activate the special power-up even when the player has only a few items. So again, they adjusted the curve on it. So what I'm gathering from this is if you don't run any special power up, it's 1.5 seconds shorter. But just running like a couple subs, like maybe 1 or 2, it's gonna get you back to where it was before, like pretty easily. So you don't need a lot of special power up to get back to how it was. But if you're not running any, then it's gonna be way shorter. So they're basically just saying like, okay, you want to use Ultra Stamp now? Just put on 1 or 2 subs of special power up. That's basically what they're saying here. But I mean, it already lasted a decent amount of time before, so like, I don't know. It might be fine even without special power up. But then again, 1.5 seconds is kind of a lot, so we'll see. But yeah, sad day for Ultra Stamp mains, but at the same time, I don't think we'll be affected too much. But with me, you know, I don't really care because I don't think I'm gonna be using the vanilla wiper much anymore because we have the Deco one now, and I think that kit is, I don't know if it's like that much better, but I think it's a little better. So, and plus, you know, it's a new weapon. I'm gonna be using it anyways for a long time. So yeah. All right. So next up, we got some special weapon point adjustments. We only got 3 of them, but do not worry because these are some goodies right here. These are all great changes. First up, we got the Neo Splash-O-Matic, not the Vanilla Splash. Don't get confused. The Crab Tank is still 200p on that Splash-O-Matic. They will never change it. I think Nogami mains the Splash-O-Matic. I think that's what's happening here. That's why they never nerf it. But they did nerf the main weapon. So, but yeah, so Neo Splash, the one with Tri-Strike, is now 210, and I think that's great. This was a very common weapon now, especially in Japan. Top tier, top 3 weapon probably. This thing just spat out Tri-Strikes for breakfast. So yeah, 210p on that. That's good. Rapid Blaster Deco. Now this one's a little confusing, but I think I know why they're doing it. Remember, this weapon has inkjet. See, Rapid already doesn't paint a lot, so this thing is never getting any inkjets now. But I think Nintendo just realizes that inkjet is like quite good now. So they're like, okay, you know what? Just nerf the inkjet weapons. Just nerf the prominent ones. I mean, Rapid Blaster Deco wasn't super prominent, but like it was used a little bit. So I think that's a reasoning. Solely because it has inkjet is why they did this. And now this one, everyone saw coming. Ballpoint Splatling, 200 now. Very justified. Ballpoint got inkjet way too fast. I've been learning that the hard way by facing some good ballpoint players in scrims recently. It's not fun. Because inkjet is just such a good special now. So I think this is justified. Even 210 might have been justified, but you know what, I'll take it. They're doing something. All right, guys, so that does it for like, you know, the weapon changes, but there is some other notable things here. After that, I'm sure a lot of people didn't bother reading. Some changes just coming to like the game in general, just the general gameplay. So, first of all, okay, so I'm still a little confused by this wording, but so it says, Mayonnaise players cannot super jump to a teammate's position in tower control mode when that teammate jumped from a tower to a wall and the current position is separated from the position of the tower that would be the super jump destination. Okay, so it says you can't jump to it. So what, you just can't jump to them? Or like, is it trying to say like that the spot you land is different? Because that has been a problem in tower control for a long time. 8 years, where you jump to a teammate and then like it, you know, the teammate actually isn't on the tower, but like it puts the marker on the tower, so it's like this weird thing that goes on, and it's very confusing for the enemy team. So is it that they're fixing? I don't know. Someone who understands this better can elaborate for me in the comments. But yeah, I think that's what that's saying. Yeah, that is a little confusing on the wording there. Made it such that when certain conditions are met, 2 players on the winning team who make great efforts will celebrate each other's their victory. Okay, so you guys remember in the Sizzle Season trailer at the end, the 2 inklings in the middle on the victory screen, they do a little fist bump. So we thought that would be its own little emote, but it's actually just like, it's not an emote. It just, you do it automatically. I think this is KD based. So like maybe like the top 2 players who got the most kills on a team and they won, they'll do a little fist bump at the end of the game. I think that's what happened. That's what's happening here. Yeah, so that's cool. It's cool that anyone can do it. It doesn't have to be locked behind an emote. Okay, now this is big. This is really big. Color Lock has received like an overhaul. So, you know, Color Lock in Splatoon 3, or just Color Lock in Splatoon in general, but it's really bad in 3. But yeah, Color Lock in Splatoon in general has always been weird to me, because you enable it and it chooses the colors for you. And I always thought that was dumb, because it's like, if it's Color Lock and it's meant to like help people who struggle to see, shouldn't you let them pick the colors that help them see better? And not just do the colors that like Nintendo thinks are best. So, but good news, you can do that now. you can pick your own colors. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. The wording here was a little weird too. But yeah, it suggests that you could pick your own colors, so that's good. But yeah. And then, okay, yeah, moving on. Again, I'm not gonna go over all this, guys, but I will link it in the description so you could read it all yourself if you want to. They go over the challenges here. They didn't really say anything particularly interesting. This is how I thought it would work. You get a power, just like how you would in League, and then people compete, and it's like a tourney qualifier too for some people. And then, okay, this is the most interesting thing to me. If you do these challenges and you win 5 games, you get a shell-out token, and you can use that on your shell-out machine. But then it says players can only earn 1 shell-out token per challenge. So it's like, so what? You get one shell-out machine roll for free if you do these. I assume one shell-out token is 1 roll, right? Or does it let you do multiple rolls? I imagine it's just 1 roll. So wow. You get 1 free roll by playing these challenges, guys. Wow. Thanks, Nintendo. Yeah, these ain't no conch shells, guys. Conch shells are better, but you know what? It's something. Sure. Here is the changes to Anarchy battles. So League is coming back. We knew that already. But yeah, it highlights the specifics here if you want to read through that. Okay, this is what I like. It says, greatly change the matchmaking mechanism in Anarchy Battle Open to improve efficiency for groups of 2 players. Thank you. Because my goodness, playing Anarchy Open with 2 players is so bad. Because you get put against other teams of 3 and 4 constantly, which is like the most unfun thing ever. So yeah, I totally want to face for the win in Anarchy Open, all 4 of them, while I'm playing with my casual friend in Open with 2 other random people who are also rookies at the game. Like, yeah, that's so fun. Thank you, Nintendo. So it looks like they're finally addressing that. Thank goodness. That makes sense since you get a power now. So I hope that when you're playing with only one other person, you only get put against other pairs, because that's how it worked in League in Splatoon 3. I hope Nintendo's smart enough to do that, right? Surely they know to do that, right? Okay. And yeah, we knew this already from Twitter. You can now just change your weapon and gear in the lobby. You don't have to leave and make a new room anymore. We had to wait 9 months for a basic ass feature, but thank you, Nintendo, for finally doing it. Thank you, I guess. Yeah. And then it says, made it so that selecting stop after battle ends will return players to the awaiting ready state instead of forcing them to leave the room when participating in Anarchy Open with a group of friends. So, there we go. So it's like Salmon Run now. Because it worked like that in Salmon Run already, but for some reason in Open, it would just kick you out, and it doesn't make sense. This game was so weirdly made with all these decisions, but after 9 months, they're finally, getting it together. So great. Okay, Salmon Run. There are a lot of Salmon Run changes. I won't go in depth with these because I don't really focus on Salmon Run content here on the channel. But in a nutshell, they basically just buffed a lot of the weak weapons. And Dynamo, because Dynamo was already good in Salmon Run, but it's even better now. They buffed its ink consumption. But yeah, like a lot of these weapons that were weak in Salmon Run are just a lot better now. Like, look, Undercover, 25% increase by a single shot. Undercover was already decent in Salmon Run 2, because it already had a damage multiplier. So it's even more of a multiplier now. So, yeah. Salmon Run is winning. And then, yep, this is great. You get double fish scales in Big Run now, which is how it always should have been. But, okay. I can't complain. We're getting it now. Eggs to Work is solo now. You can do solo. That's great. That's great. All right, we got some changes to Table Turf. I still have not played much Table Turf at all, but you can go to rank 999 now, so that's kind of funny. That'll give those people who do enjoy it a lot more grinding opportunities. Yeah. Let's see. Added 3 new songs. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you will have seen me say that I didn't actually really care for the new songs that we've heard so far. But that's just my opinion. Music is very subjective. A lot of people do like it, and that's fine. I just personally don't think it works very well as a battle theme, but that's just me. Okay, so this is interesting. There's a new feature on Splatnet 3 where you can create a private battle room in advance. When players create a room, they can generate an invite URL and share it on social media to invite other players. After creating a room with room creation or receiving an invitation to a room that another player created using room creation, players can join the room created with room creation by selecting private battle from the in-game lobby. So I don't know how much people are going to actually use this, like for scrims and stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that useful, but I think this will be useful for like just like fun private battles or something. Like maybe on Twitter, like, maybe I'll just want to do like I don't know, like a fun PB, and I'll just randomly invite people on Twitter. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. I doubt I'll ever do this, but just hypothetically, like, yeah, I could just send the link on Twitter, then people join up through that. I guess that's how it works. I don't need to have them added. So that's fun. Okay. And then now we have a buff for what's it called? For the pools. You can now send notice inviting players to join the group as many times as you want. It's not limited to just one. Thank goodness, because that was so stupid before. Because you'd send it once, one person wouldn't get the notification, then you'd have to close the room and reopen it because just so that one person could get the notification. It was such a headache. So I'm glad that that this is a thing now. Okay, this isn't really like a huge deal, but this is nice. So now, while you're waiting for matchmaking to queue into something, you can check all these things now. Displaying notifications, displaying your friends menu, ghost details, viewing lockers, rating a player. So this is what I wanted. This is how it always should have been. And I know I said that like 5 times throughout this video now. Like, this is how it should have been from the start. But that's just Splatoon 3 in a nutshell, you know? Like, it should have been like this from the start. That's like the best way to describe this game. But yeah, you can view lockers now while you're trying to queue in for a game. So that's awesome. It gives you something more to do while you're in the queue-in room. So good. Yeah, and then right here, this is kind of cool. They actually give like very specific reasonings for the changes they made to like the top tier weapons. Like they give a whole reasoning for machines, stamper, splash, and I think that's cool that they're actually like telling us why they're making these changes. I won't go into it right now, but it's on the screen right now if you guys want to pause it and read that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. There are some bug fixes. I'm not going to go into all that. The one thing, I did look through it earlier, and then the one thing notable is that there are quite a bit of Brella fixes in here. So all you Brella mains technically did get some buffs because they're actually fixing your weapon now. So congratulations. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the rest of these. There's like 100 of these. I'm not going to go into it. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts and my little... I don't know if it was really analysis. This was more just my thoughts. But yeah, let me know what you all think of this patch. Personally, I don't think this patch was as good as the last one we got that like buffed all the specials. That was like the best patch we've gotten in a long time, Splatoon 2 included. But I think, yeah, this is a pretty good patch. Like we didn't, in terms of the weapons that I use, we didn't really get much. We got a nerf to Ultra Stamp. That's what we got. But they did nerf a lot of the things that my weapons struggle with. Like Tetra struggle heavily against Machine and Stamper, and those are tuned back a little bit now. So my weapons have won. And of course, I'm also getting 2 new kits this season as well for my weapons. So, I can't complain. This is going to be a good season, I think. But yeah, let me know what you all think. I'm going to go to sleep now because it's 12 a.m. and I'm very tired. So yeah, I'm going to go. But you guys all have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the patch and enjoy the new content tomorrow. Yeah, all right, goodbye.